Hi, it's Barry here. I want to invite you to my next masterclass course, which is on the subject of advanced timelines for lasting change. Now, why would you want to learn timelines? Well, to me, they're one of the most fastest, the most effective ways of releasing the effects on a person's past. Using timelines, which is a dissociated way of doing age regression, is one of the most effective ways of releasing the effects of the past. And we can release all negative emotions such as anger, fear, and sadness and guilt really, really quickly without having the client suffer at all. It's a really, really powerful but also gentle way of releasing negative emotions. But there's more. We can learn how to release beliefs. So if someone's got negative beliefs about themselves, like I'm not good enough, we can clear that as well very, very quickly and easily using these methods. So here's just some of the things you're going to be learning. You're going to be learning how to elicit the timelines conversationally. Some of the traditional ways of doing timeline elicitation, it's kind of complicated and sometimes it can get confusing. And certainly if you're doing it, for those of you who do business consulting, it's very difficult to do it in those circumstances. So we want to learn how to do it conversationally, how you can elicit the person's timeline conversationally. We're going to look at how you can change timelines. Now, this can be really important because there are some things that we work with, say for some addictions, for example, where the people who have those addictions tend to have one particular way of sorting time. And that is part of their problem because they kind of forget what they got up to last night and they go and repeat the mistake. So by changing their timeline, we can have a real big effect on how they think, so they're less likely to repeat their own mistakes. This is not the only thing you're going to be doing with addictions, but it's certainly part of the process. We're going to be looking at how you can use timelines to increase someone's motivation and how we can use timelines to change feelings of overwhelm. So you can adjust the timeline in such a way that makes them far more motivated to go forward. We're going to look at releasing emotions, as I say, from anger, fear, and sadness, and guilt, all those sorts of things. I'm going to show you demonstrations on how you can do that. We're going to be changing any limiting beliefs. But more importantly, we're going to look at some of the most advanced timeline release methods. Some of the traditional methods, they work really, really well, but there's sometimes you're working with clients and the emotion doesn't release. Using these advanced techniques, which I'm only teaching in this course, enable us to get a greater change, particularly with those people who for whatever reason, the emotion doesn't release under the normal methods. We're also going to be learning how to do some of this linguistically. Now, this is really interesting because there'll be a lot of context that you may be in. Certainly if you do business consulting, you can't have the person close their eyes and imagine floating up above the timeline going way back in the past. But you can do it conversationally. So I'm going to teach you how to work conversationally and use timelines. We're also going to be learning how to use timelines to release contextual anxieties so that you can take someone past the particular problem and release the anxiety this way. Now, if you've been to any of my other courses, I cram them full of information and there's loads of times for questions. So you get every question answered so that you can go and literally use these techniques with your next client. It comes complete with a full manual with all the techniques written out, so you know exactly what to do and when. So I hope you'll sign up now because this will be a really fun course, but most importantly, it's going to be a powerful course that's going to help you create change in your clients very, very quickly, very, very easily and permanently without putting through them any unnecessary stress, which is often associated with the traditional age regression methods. So I hope to see you there.